So this episode can be broken up into two halves. The first half is the epicness of Maito Guy versus Madara Uchiha, and then the second half is a lot of the revelations of the Sage of Six Paths himself. Honestly, this episode, the first half was just non-stop epicness, and one of the things that I appreciated about this episode, and it's also of course original content from the manga, is there was a lot of strategy involved with not only Guy basically taking on Madara, but then you also have Kakashi, Minato, Lee, you have just everyone on the sidelines strategizing so that they can help out. So, I mean, while I gotta say at the end of the day, good fucking shit, my Guy epic as fuck, at the same time I also gotta say this showcases yet again just how much of an amazing godlike creature at this point Madara Uchiha is, when you have the 8 gates full blast fucking him up and he's still like, oh, this is getting me excited, like what else do you have in store? And guys like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like the ultimate technique and I'm still like, you still want more? What is wrong with you? And then everyone is strategizing as well, trying to take him down. It's like, yeah, Madara was getting tossed around or whatever, but you gotta give the character claps, and just, it showcases, like, at the end of the day, Kishimoto made a bona fide badass when he has everyone, the most strongest technique out there, one of the most strongest techniques out there, coming at him full blast, and he's having fun. That says it all about how fucking much, yet again, this episode built up that Madara Uchiha is a god, but at the same time, having Guy going in, the art and animation. The art, for some scenes, yeah, it was a little bit simplistic, but the animation, just, I loved it. And then the second half, the art looked absolutely beautiful, since there wasn't really any movement too much, because it was mainly Naruto talking to the sage. The art looked absolutely amazing for nearly the entirety of that conversation, and usually the art always looks good whenever we go into Naruto's inner mind, whether he's talking with the QB, or whatever the case may be. But the second half, just giving the revelation, and I've touched up on this subject many times with the manga, whatever, so I'm not going to go into it, but basically finding out that Naruto is the reincarnation of Ashura, basically one of the sage's sons. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, he is the reincarnation, but he's the reincarnation of a fuck-up. He's the reincarnation of a knucklehead, so that doesn't necessarily mean he's a reincarnation. Like, if he was a reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths, then I would understand people saying, fuck that, so he was destined for greatness all this time. But he's a reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths fuck-up son. So he's a reincarnation of somebody that was a fuck-up, and yet he's making greatness, and he's in the biggest battle of his life right now. So the second half, granted, there was a lot of exposition and getting into some backstory, introducing a little bit more into Kaguya Otsutsuki, the sage's mom, which seemingly, you know, giving us more intel than you would think would be necessary at this particular point. But, I mean, it's just giving more, again, of what we kind of already know in a way, like how the cycle continued, but we just got another extra addition to the cycle, finding out that these two brothers were going at it as well. And, I mean, it's a representation of, I think, Cain and Abel, the story of, like, you know, one person had it all and the other person. So it was kind of giving a little bit, it felt to me anyway, like Kishimoto was inspired by Cain and Abel for this particular story with the two brothers and whatnot. And I mean, it's very reminiscent of Naruto and Sasuke as well. I mean, you can see where it build off into that. They basically are, in a way, reincarnation of brothers. So I guess it kind of was also pushing forward more of their bond and why Naruto feels this bond so strong. Because let's be real here, it just looks straight up like that's the reincarnation as well. Because he looked just like Sasuke. That's the Uchiha. That's the, you know, the great one, and then the fuck up. So that would just showcase that much more of their bond. I mean, at the end of the day, Kishimoto was pushing forward more with that, which, granted, again, we kind of felt a lot of that, but just getting more clarification from the sage. And I mean, parts of it I was a little bit like, okay, I get it, with the sage talking in different dialects that Naruto couldn't understand. And I mean, I think the way it was done was for comedic purposes, like Naruto saying, but I don't fucking understand. So it was kind of funny, but a lot of like downtime, and I really wish we would have got more focus on that amazing fight that we had. And I mean, just going a little more into reaction territory, tell me you didn't feel it when Lee was like, right now is the most time that I've ever cursed my lack of power, when he's just there with the 6 gates like, fuck. So definitely felt it. I mean, my favorite part of the episode, definitely the Guy stuff, the Sage of Six Paths stuff. It is a big revelation, and seeing the Sage for the first time and everything was cool as shit, finding out that Naruto's reincarnation. So overall, this episode, very good episode. I mean, the pacing was pretty nice. It got a little bit slow with Naruto and the Sage stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, finding out the backstories, going more into the Sage's mom, finding out the Sage had a brother, then at the same time, all the Guy versus Madara stuff, showcasing, building forward even more of how much of a threat Madara is. That 8 gates and this combined, you know, attack, and he's still like, give me more, like, I don't know how Hashirama did it back in the day, but then again, he's far more stronger now because he has, the 10 tails inside of him. So, yeah, Madara is just godlike, but I gotta say, though, Guy was giving it to him, and it looked epic as fuck. The animation just, ooh, fucking awesome-ass episode. I gotta say, 8.5 to a 9. I think more so a 9 is appropriate, saying that is great simply because you got the amazingness of the fight, you got a lot of build-up yet again, the Madara, and then we got all these revelations of the past, finding out more about Naruto, and it's kind of leading into, okay, so what did the sage really come here for besides giving him information? So definitely on a nice little interesting cliffhanger, and overall, fucking episode was awesome. But let me know what you thought about this episode. How did you feel about Guy versus Madara? Has it been living up to your expectations? Again, I would have preferred, to be honest with you, if the entirety of the episode was that, and then maybe an episode or two later, we get Naruto talking to the sage. I think in the manga it was done this way as well. Either way, still though, great episode. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, my guy for the motherfucking win. He's kicking that ass. I'm just saying.